Greetings gamers, FiOth here, and in this vid I'm gonna be laying down some of the options you should definitely change in order to get the best gameplay experience. I'm not gonna bother with specific graphical options for PC, that is only relevant to people playing on PC, and I want to make this vid to explain how some of the settings in the game will either hinder or benefit your actual game flow. So we're gonna start with the most important ones, and then I'm gonna put some of the secondaries at the end, so you get the most important info front loaded and the rest of the stuff later on. Watch until the end for the full benefits, of course. Let's get to it. Starting, the most important thing I want you to toggle is an interface. You go show mini life bar above you. Having it on will allow you to 100% of the time have situational awareness of your character both in health and mana. If you toggle this off and you exit this menu, you will have to take your eyes to the sphere on the left or the sphere to the right to know what state you are in, and that's something you really don't want to happen. You always need to keep your eyes on your toon so you can dodge, especially when you go into situations where you're getting assaulted by a lot of projectiles. Priority one when playing games like this is to know what's coming toward you. It's even more important than knowing if your own shots are landing. So always have your gaze on your character first and foremost, and by toggling this on, you will have a better understanding and situational awareness of what is happening at any given moment. Second one I want you to toggle is life and mana levels. If you look at the bottom right now, toggling this off will make the numbers above my mana orb disappear. Why do you want this to be on though? Well, in case of spirit, as you can see, I am currently using 100% of my spirit for my passive, and I have a total of 30 available spirit on this character. At any given moment, at a glance, you will know if your passives for some reason are not working, how much your pool is worth, and in case of health and shield, you will know how much of your shield is available at any given time without having to read into any additional information like this translucent bar here beside health. I am currently running armor and evasion, so I have 0 shield. Not a bit of shield remains on my character, and at any given moment I know how the situation is developing because I have these numbers on. Without the numbers, you will sometimes have to go into menus to know what's happening, and that is not ideal, especially in a game as fast-paced as this. Third is the cursor, again in interface, default mouse cursor. Now, when I started playing, I was using regular like this, and when a mess of things was developing, I was unable to understand what the hell I was looking at. So I went into here, searched around for a bit, and landed on the high contrast one. As you can see, it is much more visible than the default, and you even get the chance to pick a green one or even a pink one. Everything and anything is better than the regular because the regular can very easily get lost in the background, and you don't want to be looking for your cursor whilst combat is developing. Use high contrast or any of the alternatives in order to optimize awareness of where your cursor is. Of course, this does not apply if you're using a controller, so pay this no mind if you're using such an instrument. Another personal preference of mine is in the map section, landscape transparency. I use it all the way to the right, and up here to the top right of the screen, as you can see, this renders the area around the actual path. Now, according to how you perceive the map, this could be a benefit or a hindrance. For me, it kinda allows me to get the lay of the land a little bit better, understanding what I am looking at instead of just the path. You might want this on, you might want this off, but the more information I'm getting at a glance from a map, the better it is in my humble opinion. In the same menu, show ally names and show point of interest names. Both of these will allow you to get more information out of your map at a glance. When you see the little cursor showing where your allies are or where the doors are placed, they will also have their names on top of the tooltip. At a glance, more information, as we said before, is always better. Now in input, if you're using mouse and keyboard and you have a pretty good mouse, you might have noticed that down here we get a lot of letters as quick access, but not a lot of buttons for our mouse. There is a way to circumvent this though. For bound skill 7 and bound skill 8, you can actually come in here, click the mouse button that you want to allocate, and instead of having, let's say, T or Y, you will have the mouse button 5 and mouse button 4, or if you have any more mouse buttons, you can always map them here. The game uses a multi-palette system. By holding control, you can change this, and having more stuff on your mouse instead of fumbling with the keyboard is gonna make your experience that much less tiring. I highly recommend you utilize 100% of your mouse buttons to make your life easier. In general, confine mouse to window. If you are playing as I am with windowed full screen, you want this ticked so your mouse will not just fly off going into a secondary screen from the left side of your monitor. Always keep this ticked so it stays confined to where you want it, because you can imagine how annoying it is when you click outside your main screen, you suddenly are browsing something you didn't mean to, and of course have zero control of your game and die a horrible death. One miscellaneous thing I would run is in general show clock. If you tick this, you will have a clock here at any given moment. For some people this is immersion breaking, but for me it removes the need to look at my phone or at my watch, taking my eyes off the screen. And if you are a person with obligations outside the game, this might actually come in handy in order not to forget to do important things. Just my 2 cents. Game's great, but we also have to take care of business. Last but not least, the chat. Many people, including myself, are getting super annoyed by the fact that global chat is filling their screen with BS other people are saying and they care nothing about. Well, you can just open the chat tab according to what you're playing on, M and K or controller, it will have a specific button. On M and K it's enter, and toggle off anything you don't wanna see. You wanna watch local because this is what's happening with the party you're with. You want whispers on because people will try to directly contact you, probably your guild, and perhaps even trading if you're waiting for an answer to something that you wanted to purchase from another player. Global, I say always keep it off. There is no point having things spam in your game. They will break immersion and become super annoying, cluttering the screen. So keep this off and your life will automatically become a better experience. So this is it, Exiles, my quick guide on how to optimize your gameplay by toggling a couple of options, or 10 of them. I hope you found this useful. Subscribe, follow us for the streams. I will be making a ton of content on Path of Exile 2. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always have perfection. Cheers!